People trample over flowers, yet only to embrace a cactus. Mistakes are the portals of discovery. Shut your eyes and see. Your mind will give back to you exactly what you put into it. There is not past, no future, everything flows in an eternal present. Absence, the highest form of presence. But we are living in a skeptical and, if I may use the phrase, a thought-tormented age, and sometimes I fear that this new generation, educated or hyper-educated as it is, will lack those qualities of humanity, of hospitality, of kindly humor which belong to an older day. Fall if you will, but rise you must. All moan day, tear day, wails day, thumps day, fright day, shatter day. Beware the horns of a bull, the heels of the horse, and the smile of an Englishman. I am tomorrow, or some future day, what I established today. I am today what I established yesterday or some previous day. Ask no questions and you'll hear no lies. Hold to the now, the here, through which all future plunges to the past. Love loves to love love. They lived and laughed and loved and left. Jesus was a bachelor and never lived with a woman. Surely living with a woman is one of the most difficult things a man has to do, and he never did it. The important thing is not what we write but how we write, and in my opinion the modern writer must be an adventurer above all, willing to take every risk, and be prepared to founder in his effort if need be. In other words, we must write dangerously. Children must be educated by love, not punishment. There's many a true word spoken in jest. People could put up with being bitten by a wolf, but what properly riled them was a bite from a sheep. I have the words already. What I am seeking is the perfect order of words in the sentence. You can see for yourself how many different ways they might be arranged. Thought is the thought of thought. An Irishman needs three things: silence, cunning, and exile. Your battles inspired me, not the obvious material battles but those that were fought and won behind your forehead. Better pass boldly into that other world, in the full glory of some passion, than fade and wither dismally with age. I've put in so many enigmas and puzzles that it will keep the professors busy for centuries arguing over what I meant, and that's the only way of ensuring one's immortality. The supreme question about a work of art is out of how deep a life does it spring. You made me confess the fears that I have, but I will tell you also what I do not fear. I do not fear to be alone or to be spurned for another or to leave whatever I have to leave. And I am not afraid to make a mistake, even a great mistake, a lifelong mistake, and perhaps as long as eternity too. Let my country die for me. I care not if I live but a day and a night, so long as my deeds live after me. Every life is in many days, day after day. We walk through ourselves, meeting robbers, ghosts, giants, old men, young men, wives, widows, brothers in love. But always meeting ourselves. Think you're escaping and run into yourself. Longest way round is the shortest way home. To learn one must be humble, but life is the great teacher. The object of the artist is the creation of the beautiful. What the beautiful is another question. Life is too short to read a bad book. We are all born in the same way, but we all die in different ways. I am proud to be an emotionalist. Her lips touched his brain as they touched his lips, as though they were a vehicle of some vague speech, and between them, he felt an unknown and timid pressure, darker than the swoon of sin, softer than sound or odor. Whatever else is unsure in this stinking dunghill of a world, a mother's love is not. Civilization may be said indeed to be the creation of its outlaws. A man of genius makes no mistakes, his errors are volitional and are the portals of discovery. As I am, all or not at all. And yet her name was like a summons to all my foolish blood. There's no friends like the old friends. Shakespeare is the happy hunting ground of all minds that have lost their balance. His heart danced upon her movements like a cork upon a tide. He heard what her eyes said to him from beneath their cowl, and knew that in some dim past, whether in life or reverie, he had heard their tale before. All things are inconstant except the faith in the soul, which changes all things and fills their inconstancy with light. Men are governed by lines of intellect, women by curves of emotion. History, Stephen said, is a nightmare from which I am trying to awake. It is as painful perhaps to be awakened from a vision as to be born. He wanted to cry quietly, but not for himself, for the words, so beautiful and sad, like music. In the particular is contained the universal. I will tell you what I will do and what I will not do. I will not serve that in which I no longer believe, whether it calls itself my home, my fatherland, or my church, and I will try to express myself in some mode of life or art as freely as I can and as wholly as I can, using for my defense the only arms I allow myself to use: silence, exile, and cunning. James Joyce.